with me, Bilbo. I'm trying to make a video here. Come on, let's go. Hi everybody, this is Caroline. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Bilbo. He's going to help me out here. So today I want to talk to my students about how to take your painting outside. The weather is so lovely right now. There's flowers blooming in the woods. There's birds everywhere. Everything's just incredibly gorgeous. And this past week the sun has been shining. So I'm hoping that you guys will get a little bit brave and venture forth out of your homes, even if it's just to your backyard, and find a comfortable place to sit and do some painting. And to that end, I wanted to show you with your SAEC art kit how you can set up your supplies so that you can paint and draw outside. So what I've got here, here's one of our art kits. You might recognize the bag. I've got clipboard, and I put the watercolor paper on the back because there's a little more room without the clamp on there. Also, the clamp is kind of handy. Sometimes you can stick your pencil there, or maybe you've got a brush that fits there just right. Sometimes it's kind of handy to have that little hole right there that you can put a tool through. So you want to tape a sheet of paper down. Depends how many paintings you want to do. I suggest you bring a couple extra sheets with you because you might get excited and want to do more than one. But just one is fine. And then the other tools that you need to bring are, of course, your watercolor set with the lid, because this is where you mix your colors. And this is a great set for this because it's so tiny and light. Your favorite brush and possibly one or two others. A smaller one and a bigger one, so you can do bigger washes or small details. A pencil to draw with. I recommend the 2H pencil, but I grabbed this one. This is a HB because it had a little eraser on the end. So that might be cool. You could actually take the eraser right off and put it on whichever pencil you wanted to use. I recommend 2H because it leaves lighter marks and won't show up as much in your final painting. But you can use an HB too if you press lightly. Pencil sharpener is good to have just in case your pencil breaks or gets too dull. And then there's these nice drawing pens in your kit. One of them has a very fine tip and the other has a thicker tip. It depends on what you're going for in your sketch, what you want your lines to look like. You don't have to use ink, but I really enjoy that when I'm sketching because it really defines my picture. You might be happier just to paint with watercolors and leave it without any hard lines. So that's your choice. You'll also need a couple of water containers. These are just some mason jars with lids. So what I could do is I could actually pack water in the jars and they'd seal up pretty nicely and not leak in my bag. But you may prefer to bring like a couple of lightweight yogurt containers or something that you can just fill with water when you get to your location. So bring yourself a water bottle that has enough water in it for painting. You don't actually need a lot. And then some for yourself so that you can stay hydrated while you're out in the sun. And then the other thing you should bring along is a rag and perhaps a few paper towel if you've got them, or some tissue, just for those moments where you want to dab your painting in that one spot where it kind of went goofy and you want to soak it up and get rid of it. Or maybe you just want to get some of the moisture out of your brush so it's not too drippy. So it's good to have a rag or some paper towels with you. So that's the art supplies that you'll need. Maybe put the small stuff in a little Ziploc, or maybe a small zippy bag like this kind of thing, if you've got that at home. But put it in something to keep them all together so they don't get lost in your bag. And then I recommend that you have a backpack, or even just a small tote bag will do. You can even use your art kit tote bag if you want. Maybe leave some of the supplies at home. in a place where they won't get lost. And you can put them back in the bag later. But just bring something that can carry everything so that you're not trying to clutch it all with your hands and lose them in the grass or whatever. So this is my backpack, and the thing that I always bring to help me be comfortable, I call this my Chesterfield. It's just a piece of camp foamy that I've cut down, and if I sit on that on a rock or on a beach or a log or even on a mossy, ferny forest floor, it's pretty comfortable, and I can stay there longer because I'm not hurting sitting on the hard ground, and it's also a little bit warmer on a cool day. So this is a great thing to have, or you could also bring, you know, a small chair cushion or some kind of pad that you can sit on is a really good idea to keep you dry and keep you comfortable for a longer sit. So, and maybe some snacks so that you can be there for a while and enjoy yourself and have a picnic. Of course, you may not want to venture very far, and that's okay. There's a lot of stuff to see right in your backyard. And that's where I'm going to take you next, is to my backyard, and I'll show you how I set up to paint when I'm outside. We'll see you out there. Hi there, everybody. Welcome to my garden. You can see behind me my cherry tree is finally in full bloom. It's so exciting. It's so beautiful. And that's my dog, Elska. She's just chilling out and enjoying the evening in the garden. So I've got my supplies here. Hi, Elska. And I wanted to set up so that I could draw this beautiful bleeding heart plant that's just come out. You really don't have to go very far to find something good to paint. Hey, leave my stuff alone, doggy. Sometimes you can just step out your door, and a few steps away you'll find a plant or a bug or a bird or a cloud or a stone. Maybe you're really close to the beach. I know a couple of my students live close to the beach. And there's just so much to see. And if you take the time to look at little things, you'll find a whole world of interesting subjects. So I'm just pouring water in my jars that I showed you earlier. I've got that kit with me out here. I didn't put it in my backpack because I knew I was only going to take, that's mine, don't take that water. I was only going to take a few steps out my studio door. My studio's just right over there. Hey, don't drink my water. Yeah, you don't want that. So I've got my water ready to go. I've got a jar to rinse my brush and with all the paint where it gets dirty. And then I've got a jar of clean water where I dip the brush in second so that I get some clean fresh water when I make my washes. That way my washes don't get polluted with other colors. I've got my pans, my brushes, my pencil, my eraser. Got some paper towel and my rag. So I'm all set. I just need to get a little bit more comfortable. I'm sitting on a bit of a slope here. Oh, not as young as I used to be. I sound like an old lady. Oh well. Okay, so I got my paints. I'm just going to lay them on the ground here. Pretty low tech. If I wanted to be luxurious, I would use a camp chair. But I like to pack light when I go hiking in the woods and sketching and stuff. So I don't tend to bring a chair. I just bring that little pad that I showed you that I'm sitting on right now. Got my paper and I'm going to do a sketch. And because it's such a tall plant, I'm going to sketch it in the vertical. So here I go. So when you're sketching outside, you don't really need to get very uptight about it. Just do something rough, something loose and free, and have some fun with it. Don't worry too much about getting it perfect. I'm just going to be very loose here about drawing all these various stems and leaves. Not too concerned about getting it right. I'm using my HB pencil here. I'd rather have a 2H, but this is going to be okay because it's just a sketch. Oh, there's one more stem here with some flowers on it. Okay, so now I got my little bleeding heart flowers. Kind of appropriate. The heart is a symbol we see a lot of these days. And I'm just doing really rough versions of these heart-shaped flowers. And I don't think I'm going to be able to fit enough on this stem to look like the real thing, but that's just fine. There, we got one stem of flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little guy on the end. Can you hear that squirrel? It's like squawking like a little piggy. He's upset about something. Maybe the owl's been around. I saw the owl today. She was down on the trail, right on the ground. She picked up a snake, took it up into the trees, and sat there looking at me while the snake was wriggling around, and then proceeded to fly off into the woods with her prize. And about 10 minutes later, I heard the two owls calling to each other. It was quite lovely. And as they were calling to each other, I came upon a whole bunch of beautiful purple orchids just growing in the woods. They're really nice. They're called calypso orchids. I might do a painting of them sometime. Anyhow, so there's my sketch. And now I'm going to paint. Really doesn't take very long when you're working in a rough style like this. Let's make it green. Got that light green in my kit here. Got some yellow ochre. This is a very fresh looking spring green I'm seeing. Oh, pick up some yellow to brighten that up a little bit. I'm going to make this my dirty water and this my clean. Okay, now I'm just going to put my leaves in there. I'm not too concerned about them being perfect. I want this to be a loose, expressive painting. And the stems are not green. They're kind of a burgundy color. So I'm going to mix that. I've got some crimson red. Oh, I'm getting bark mulch in my paint. Not good. I'll have to clean that up after. Bit of brown. And I'm going to grab some of that green. There. Now, because it's a sketch, I don't mind having a little tester in the corner there. So I'll just do that. Just putting those stems in the background there. Okay, now for the exciting part, I'm going to make some pink, which is going to be the color that probably draws the eye the most. So pink is basically just red with a little bit of water added until it's dilute enough to look pink. So let's just give these little hearts a bit of pink. There we go. And there's also a bit of pink down here. I'll just go like that. Now I'll rinse my brush, pick up some clean water. There's a little bit of yellow in the bottoms of those flowers. So I'm just going to grab a tiny bit of yellow and just boop, put it in there. Very sketchy and light. And to give some idea that there's a background around there, I'm going to grab some blue, maybe a bit of purple just for fun, and I'm just going to suggest a little bit of color in the background just because. Oops, I wish I hadn't touched that. Oh well. Oh well, it's just a sketch. Having a bit of fun. I can take this back to the studio and work it up into a more finished painting. I can take photographs of these flowers and study their structure and get all realistic if I wish. But sometimes it's nice to just have a loose, rough, expressive painting. A little bit folksy maybe. There. I think I'm gonna extend some of that a bit. Yeah. There. And then when that dries, I'm gonna add some ink. Parts of it are dry already, so I might just get started. But I don't want to put the pen nib into the water, so here we go. Yeah, it's a bit too wet to be using this pen. I'll have to be patient. I'll do a little bit though. Yeah. Just using my pencil lines as a guide here. There we go. Just sketchy lines, just like my pencil. Gives you the suggestion of the plant without bogging you down with perfection. Meanwhile, I get to listen to the birds, breathe fresh air, hang out with my dog. Life is good. Some of those hearts seem to be dry. I'm just going to leave most of them alone though. Yeah, that looks okay. I might come back and do some more on this later, but I just wanted to show you something quick. I might do another video where I do a time lapse or something for you. So there you have it, a sketch. Even Elska likes it. Look at that. What do you think, Elska? Is it all right? You think that'll get a passing grade from the art teacher? Oh, well, it's that good, is it? All right. Okay, I've caught up with Elska and I got my painting back. There's a few tooth marks, but no big deal. Just a little sketch, right? So here it is, this finished sketch. Well, is it actually finished? Actually, no. I can bring this back to the studio and do whatever I like with it. I can do more painting. I can add some ink line. I can write poetry on it. I can write a journal entry. Whatever I want to do. I can turn it into a card and send it to my mom for Mother's Day. Whatever I like. So this can be a little springboard, a little jumping off point for future embellishments, and it's a really nice way to get inspired. Ooh, my paint is running a little bit. I'm going to put it back flat again. One thing you might want to think about doing is taking it back to your studio, which may just be your kitchen table, and that's cool. You might want to do some more drawing. Take some time to embellish this thing. I think I'm going to add the plant pot that they were in. And I like the idea of using the sticker pen for some rough lines, so I'm going to try that. So I'm happy with my picture. I think it looks pretty cute. I think my mom's gonna like it. And maybe I'll put Elska in the background just for fun. She's so cute. I'm not biased at all. There's Elska in all of her cuteness. And what have I forgotten to do? I haven't signed it yet. It's a good idea when you're sketching, especially if you're using your sketchbook, which you can do instead of a clipboard. It's a good idea to write the date. Today is April 20th. Might be the 21st already. Yes, it's the 21st, 2021. And I'm just going to sign my name. It's a good idea to do that because later on in life you might find that sketchbook in a bookshelf in your house somewhere and want to have a flip through it, and it'll remind you of what you did on that day. And you'll get to see your progress and how your drawing skills developed and how your thought processes were going at the time. Artists do all kinds of interesting thinking as they're working on projects. So keep it for yourself as a little record of your creative journey. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will try and put your little kit together and step out your door, because it is so lovely out here. We live in paradise here on Vancouver Island, and even if it's raining, you can take an umbrella and cozy up under a tree and do a quick sketch, and it's a lot of fun. So thanks for watching. Take care.